I'm going to do this review a little bit different. We have PvE and PvP roles here, and roles that are going to do well now, and then some that are going to do well into the future. I have a ton of details in this review, and I hope you enjoy it. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again, pound for pound, the craftable last switch weapons are at the top of the list for all the new content that came out. The Pulse, Sniper, Bow, Rocket, all of them. To me, some of the best weapons that we have. There's a lot to talk about, but before we do, a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Raid Shadow Legends. Teleria trembles, the shadow cast by the Dark Lord Siroth grows longer with each day. Only one hope stands in defiance, you. In Raid Shadow Legends, you assemble an alliance of champions and lead them through a brutal world of challenging dungeons, terrifying clan boss fights, and more. Answer the summons of the Arbiter to liberate the realm. Okay, cool. But who's the Arbiter exactly? I'm glad that you asked. Did you know that they've recently released a limited animated series expanding on the world and lore? It's called Raid Call of the Arbiter, and if you haven't checked out the game yet, this is a cool intro to the characters and their mission. A 10-part limited series has already started, with new episodes dropping every Thursday at 10 a.m. EST until July 20th. Each episode clocks in at about 6 minutes and explores the backstories of many of the champions that you see in the game. They're short, easy to watch, and in true Raid fashion, the music's really good. And like all good things, you can also catch exclusive behind-the-scenes content, world lore deep dives, and even global Easter egg hunts looking for codes hidden in each episode. If you're already a fan, you know that this is something that the community has been asking for. Raid's also going to be adding new champions based on the new characters that appear in Raid Call of the Arbiter. Series-specific skins, as well as character lore for different champions, starting with a mix of characters from the show and community favorite legendary champions. Everyone will get a chance to get Artak, one of the 5 new characters from the show, as a playable legendary champion for free. Just log into Raid for 7 days between now and July 24th. There's a ton of new things for Raid fans to get excited about, as well as stuff that might interest you if you're unfamiliar with the world. So don't be afraid to jump right on in and start from the beginning. And if you haven't started playing Raid yet, use my link in the description or scan the QR code on top of the screen to get a free starter pack with some extra in-game loot. Age-old Bond coming back with better perks, being craftable, put me on notice. And the goal here is to show the viable roles and in the end, where I ended up going and why. And if I don't fully show some perks, I'm definitely going to talk about them. It's a perfect case of a weapon where it can do a number of things for a lot of different activities. It's going to be solely up to you on how you want it to perform and where you want it to perform. A Void 360 RPM auto rifle, and if I'm not mistaken, the only high impact Void auto rifle. It has the highest range at 82 at base, highest aim assist at 61, best handling at 38, decent base 30 stability on this frame. It has one of my favorite traits to date with Explosive Pact. It lasts for 7.5 seconds, gain bonus stability and reload by activating a grenade ability. Grenade final blows and healing grenades grant additional stacks. These weapons feel great with this, and in all gameplay when I'm non-void, I'm on the Sotorachne Hunter. The double grapple, easy uptime for this trait. Perk-wise, and all of these can be enhanced, and some of them are important. Third column, tap the trigger, 4 times a charm, dynamic sway reduction, discord, dragonfly, repulsor brace, stats for all. Final column, harmony, focus fury, collective action, and that's the one that got nerfed to 10% in the Crucible, still 20 in PvE. Elemental things like breaches, fire sprites, tangles, collect them, you gain that damage for 7 seconds. Golden Tricorn, kill clip, destabilizing rounds, target lock. I first want to start with the Crucible, and the 2 third columns to really pay attention to are dynamic sway reduction and tap the trigger. On this weapon, I prefer, recommend, encourage tap the trigger. And in all PvP gameplay, I do have on tap the trigger, not enhanced, but we'll get to that. And as I talk about it, I'm going to put the effects up at the top. Moving on to dynamic sway, remember it is ultimately RPM based. Faster RPMs reach the max effect sooner, like a 900 RPM SMG, pretty much immediate benefits, really good. The base dynamic sway goes into full effect at 10 shots. As you're getting up to 10 shots, it's slowly getting gains. Once max, you're at 10 stability, so essentially 1 stability per shot. But the main thing about this perk is the accuracy, fury accuracy. That's helped getting shots through flinch, landing shots, making the weapon connect. And at max dynamic sway at 10 shots, you're at 5% accuracy cone size, 10% accuracy cone growth. Enhanced cuts this down to 8 shots. And with enhanced, it's still the 10 stability, but it's 1.25 per bullet, 6.25 cone growth, 12.5% cone size. If this was on another archetype of auto rifle, I would be all over it. Does it work? Yes. Can you feel it? Yeah. But with tap the trigger, first check this out. We have a 0.83 TTK with 6 crits, 36 to the head, 22 to the body. Tap the trigger lasts for 0.6 seconds at base, so that means the first 4 bullets of your 6 bullet TTK will have the tap the trigger buff, which is 40 stability, 50 recoil, and 10% accuracy cone size. But the winner here is enhanced. It makes it last for 0.76 seconds. That means just at base in a regular gunfight, with your 6 bullet TTK, 5 of those bullets are going to have that 40 stability, 50 recoil, 10% accuracy cone bonus. Main thing is the duration. And as I walk through to the other side, you're going to see why I recommend that route. The fourth column, let's start with target lock. Enhanced, not needed for the Crucible. Lodbrok has this, I covered it. Again, base 6 bullet kill, so tier 9 and tier 10, that is 6 crits, tier 8 and below, 1 body, 5 crit. Target lock allows you to go 2 crit, 4 body, tier 6 and below, and tier 7 to 10, 1 body, 5 crit. But if they're low resilience, you can go 5 crit for 192, I've done it. It all around grants ease of use. The more you play with target lock on a weapon, you're going to see that. It is archetype dependent. We've seen it with Immortal. I mean, at a distance on this thing, you're adding 6 more damage to the end bullets as you're spraying them down, and when they have an overshield, when they're at a distance, you're combating fall off. It's a really solid option. Next, a Dark Horse Golden Tricorn. After a kill, you get 15% more damage for 7 seconds, and it can be refreshed. This puts the headshot damage to 41, and here's why that's really interesting. And I'm going to go over Kill Clip in a moment, but Golden Tricorn 1 and Kill Clip have the same exact TTK. 41 per crit is a 5 bullet kill. Tier 2 and below, you can go 4 crit, 1 body. Tier 3 to 10, it is 5 straight crits for a 0.67. A 0.67, remember, enhanced tap the trigger lasts for 0.76, meaning enhanced tap's going to be there throughout the entire gunfight. 40 stability, 10% accuracy cone size, 100 recoil direction. Not even getting into barrels, masterwork, magazine. From base stability, that's 70 stability, 100 recoil for a 5 shot. No reload needed, Golden Tricorn can be chained, long duration of 7 seconds, and with enhanced tap the trigger, it is sneaky good. Then we have Kill Clip, get a kill, but requires a reload. That reload is going to give you more ease of use. The 5 bullet kill, 0.67, 4 crit, 1 body, tier 2 to 10, monster. And I want to say again, enhanced tap the trigger for this weapon with the duration, matching Kill Clip and Golden Tricorn TTKs, while taking into account how many bullets it takes to ramp up to max dynamic, which is 8, I think enhanced tap is 100% the play. Barrel mag masterwork, I did arrowhead stability masterwork, accurized rounds. 92 range, 40 stability. So with enhanced tap, 80 stability, always 100 recoil. And when tap goes away, I still have consistency with 100 recoil direction. 92 range is no joke, and you can easily get it to 100 with your build craft. In conclusion here for the Crucible, something I need you to consider, and why this thing being craftable is a good thing. In our podcast with Bungie, Mercury said that essentially auto rifles, pulse rifles, hand cannons are going to share the mid-range and get normalized. These 3 will be shooting up to 40 meters, and when he says 40 meters, that is 100 range on the hardest hitting archetype, like Age-Old Bond, or Messenger, No Time to Explain, Round Robin. If you get those to 100 range, it will be 40 meters. So at 92, it's probably in that 38.5, 39, and you can easily get it to 100 range for the 40. The sub-archetypes below that, let's take a 140 hand cannon. We don't know the numbers, but it's going to work something like this. If it has max 100 range, that might reach like 36 meters and scale back. Think about range from 30 meters to 40. High impacts are at the 40 at 100 range. The faster shooting ones are going to be lower down that line towards 30. And the lower range they have, they're getting closer to 30. So when range is normalized, a 100 range hard-hitting AR, I believe, is going to be an option. And honestly, ARs in general, when that happens, I think are going to start to show themselves. Get ready for that. And with this particular one, you have tap the trigger, getting out to 40 meters, target lock for adding damage a little bit further than that, or getting ease of use TTK, Kill Clip for a 5 bullet kill, Golden Tricorn for a 5 bullet kill. That's why I recommend that you craft this thing. Because ultimately, since it can hit 100 range, no problem, it will easily be in the top 5 as far as the rangiest weapons when range does normalize. It's going to outrange No Time, Messenger, a ton of others. They would have to be at 100 range. And as you saw, my final craft was 92 range with enhanced tap the trigger, enhanced Kill Clip. You can also do enhanced target lock or Golden Tricorn. But when the dust settles, it will be at the top of that range band. So consider it. On to PvE. Really, really good there. Surprisingly good. Avoid auto rifle, and auto rifle's got the best buff for PvE, 25% more damage to red and orange bars. I got various gameplay to show and into some harder content. First, we have something like Dragonfly destabilizing rounds. The only other weapon to have that is Ness's Ablation, the Raid Slug. Destabilizing rounds, final blows cause nearby targets to become volatile. 6.5 meter radius, enhanced is a shorter cooldown between activations. Dragonfly has a 3 meter radius. Do a headshot final blow, decent AoE, and if you land that Dragonfly into a group of enemies that are hit with volatile, it does well. Because the best thing about destabilizing rounds is when you keep hitting them, it's actually pretty decent for ad clear. The combo's okay. I could see some of you going this route. It's a rare one, but I don't think it tops the main one. And we have things like Discord. Not really on a primary, not a fan. 4th time, stats for all. I don't think that they're too good on it. 4th column, Harmony, Focus, Fury, Collective Action. Maybe you can do 4 times a charm, Target Lock. That's fine, but most will or should be right here. Repulsor Brace, Destabilizing Rounds. The only other weapon to have it is Ness's Ablation, again, the Slug. The combo on a primary is a dream. You don't have to be on a Void subclass to get the combo work, but it is definitely enhanced on the Void sub. I'm going to talk about Titan, Warlock, and Hunter. I did go into an 1840 Master Lost Sector, 25 below power, and I feel that's a really good gauge for weapons. I completed it, and in that Lost Sector, you can see that combo shine with that 25% more damage to red bars. And the idea is to take out an enemy, spread volatile. When they're in a group, it just flash explodes them, and when you down that volatile enemy, Repulsor Brace, defeating a void debuff target grants an overshield, and enhanced is an improved duration of that overshield. It works great. I'm on Falcon Hunter, it did fine. And the artifact this season, picking up a Void Breach grants an overshield. Defeating a void debuff target creates a breach. Supernova, picking up a Void Breach, causes your next source of void damage to create a large weakening pulse. It's just awesome, and when those artifact mods go away, that's fine, because the combo is where it's at. It's still gonna work. But Titan probably takes the cake. The Titan Void sub pairs with this weapon, peanut butter and jelly. It pairs great with the newly reimagined backup plans. It's money. The auto gives you ad clear, gives you overshields, you have the Bastion overshield, you have controlled demolition, getting health from volatile explosions, and then we have the backup plans. On Void, rapid shotgun final blows or defeating a powerful combatant gives you an overshield and starts health regen. When you have that overshield, the shotgun deals additional damage and the shotgun final blows refresh the overshield. I was using it with conditional finality, a dream. 3 sources of overshield, couple sources of health regen, a perfect pairing. Also, very fun to play. Titan Bros, highly recommend. For Warlock, of course on the Void sub, we have Devour. Things like that, and what I believe a forgotten exotic, Nezarec Sin. Void damage kills increase ability recharge rate, so super, nades, class ability, all of it. Splash volatile rounds, explosions, overshields, Devour, it just works. As a mid to long range weapon, I believe it is a top option for the Void kit. The 25% helps tremendously. And sure, it's not an exotic to stack that exotic PvE buff, but it opens up that slot for, let's say, conditional finality, galley, or the big bow. I would get this if you can. All things considered, I do believe it is a must-have weapon because it serves a purpose, has unique qualities that other weapons can't replicate. And in the Crucible, it's going to be one of a few weapons that will hit cap in that mid-range at 40 meters. That can't be denied. It has a ton of ways you can go, and it's up to you to craft it where you want it to perform. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button, and if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. Let's talk about Age-Old Bond down below. What are your thoughts on it? How are you liking it? Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.